Sample.
I guess I'll start out like this. Bam! That Randy
Shine
Orton,
song.
boy. By the
Shine
RKO one, y'all.
Shine song. Win.
Oh my God. Hey man. There was about 20 seconds of nonsense. Y'all already know how we start this show, man. Gotta liven it up a little bit. It's been a pretty good weekend, I would say. But everybody know what it is, man. It's time for your Atlanta Falcons Heavy Hitters, starring the Heavy Hitters and the guy that's sitting next to me right now. Who you be?
They already know your boy Jew Talk Sports, aka the Minister Juju on that beat, the calm before the storm. Yeah, we got about 5 nicknames, but yeah, y'all know who it is. It's your boy. We come to bring you. Look, we bringing you guys that word tonight.
I like that one.
We bringing y'all the sermon tonight.
He got that sermon for you tonight. Who the hell is this guy? That girl got his face. Who are you?
As they already know by now. Like I said, this your boy, KStylzz, aka the Sixth Man, aka the Fat Man. What to do, people?
Hey man, you want to get them the real roll call?
The real roll call.
Roll call. Go ahead and get it to him. Everybody, you should know me by now. If you don't, I'm your boy, Mad Mike, aka the Mad Scientist, aka smack you upside the head with my stupid stick. Where my stupid stick at? Where is it? I gotta find it. Because I know we're gonna have some stupid comments. I know we're gonna have it.
Well, while you grab that mic, we're gonna go ahead and do this for the kids go to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man. Any news? Did we get any news? I think we kind of got a little bit of news. So let's go into that real quick. If I could pull it up. I so wasn't prepared for that. Running my damn mouth before the show. So I did not get that set apart, but I have it really quick. There we go. Falcons made a couple of moves today. Nose tackle Mike Pennell, as well as Anthony Rush, James Waters, and Chris Williamson are the protected players. And I think this is interesting for the simple fact that they protected all of the defensive guys. That's telling to me. That right there telling me because it's saying, especially with 2 defensive tackles, and we know got to keep an eye on this one thing though. I just want to keep an eye on this one thing, and this one thing is what in the hell is going on with John Kaminsky? And good gracious, why I gotta sneeze so much today? Oh my goodness.
Bless you.
I don't know what it is. Every time the temperatures, like every time the season starts changing, I just start getting just sneezing all over the place. So excuse me, I might be doing that quite a bit during this show. So hey man, it's the temperatures. But yeah, I want to keep an eye on. I want to keep an eye on John Kaminsky, man. Like that right there is like really interesting for me, because he's been inactive. Like he's been in street clothes. Like he's not even in uniform. But they feel the need to protect guys like Anthony Rush as well as Mike Pennell. Like, what do you guys think about that?
I think as far as John Kaminsky, like to me, they were playing him out of position. To me, he's not a 3 tech. Like I wanted to see him at the edge. Like when we did go into some of those 4-3 looks, I wanted to see him at the defensive end position. But when John Kaminsky was out there on the field, the first couple games, I know he was one of those guys that was not keeping contained. He really was. He was kind of, to be honest, he was struggling. And in that Eagles game, he was just getting blown off the ball because they had him at that nose and that 3 tech. If you go look at that one play I put on Twitter, Brian Baldinger, that one play where Kenneth Gainwell scored a walk-in touchdown and he basically didn't get touched and the Red Sea got parted. And basically, we seen Steven Means jumping in the air, getting blasted off the ball. We seen John Kaminsky get freaking polarized on the play, got pushed back like 5 yards. Yeah, on that play. Yeah, I think that was really, really what it was. It's like, I guess they haven't found a role for him. So that's what I think. And you know how I feel about Mike Pennell and Anthony Rush. Like, we need those guys. We need those big boys, because we seen on Sunday, I don't know if you guys know, but Deion Jones and Foye had 27 tackles between the two. So those guys was eating. I mean, those big guys, even though we didn't have the biggest guy, like we didn't have Mike Pennell, but Grady, Marlon Davidson, before he had that ankle injury, they was holding the point. Because I seen the Foye have a tackle for loss. He shot the gap on one of the plays. If you guys go check out, small plugger for DJ Shockley, Atlanta Falcons, he breaks down plays and stuff like that. He showed the play where Tyler Davison, KStylzz, actually did something. He actually penetrated the backfield.
Yeah, I did see that.
Exactly. Tyler Davison actually did his job for once and allowed Foye to actually come in and make a tackle for loss. So, I mean, you guys know how I feel about that linebacking core. We got stars on that linebacking core, but we need those big defensive tackles to eat up those blocks so we can let Foye and let Deion Jones do what they do best, which is run sideline to sideline and eat in the backfield.
I like that. Yeah, I said, I ain't really had much to say about Tyler Davison. Like I said, he played a little bit. He played a little bit well more than I still can't forgive him for what he did though. But
he ain't gonna never be forgiven for that.
until we're gonna see this, we're gonna see the Saints game. We're gonna find out, can he be forgiven?
Right.
But yeah, John Kaminsky. Like I said, if you actually look at it this way, it's almost kind of like they're trying to weed out the previous regime's players in a way. Like Kaminsky has the potential to be good, but the problem is this coaching staff is not looking at it that way. He's not fitting in what they want. That's why you see more of Taquan Graham on that defensive line. That's why you see more Ogundeji on the outside and stuff like that. Like I said, these guys we have to think about it like this. When you have a new regime, they're looking at the guys that they bring in. Like I said, Kaminsky got the motor, but they might not see him as far as being a fit in his defense. Like you said, that's why you seeing more Taquan Graham out there. I've seen a lot more Taquan Graham out there than I would have thought.
He's great at holding the point. Like, that's, if anything, that dude, he may not be 340 pounds, but he's great at holding the point. That dude is like, he talk about anchoring and being able to anchor and stay grounded and your on defensive line and not be pushed around. He doesn't get pushed around. That's a grown man right there. Even though he's a young kid, but that dude, what he keep playing, he reminds me of a guy, a Wolf, Derek Wolf. Right. Like, Wolf is not a big guy, but you don't see him get pushed around. He does not, and they about the same size too, almost 300 pounds, like 290. But Derek Wolf does not get pushed around. So like that's that. Like, I think that's the issue with the Falcons, with John Kaminsky. I'm just gonna come out and just say it, man. Dan Quinn just had a bunch of pussycats, but let's be honest. Them guys soft, man. They just want to run around people. They don't really want to run through people, and I think that's what he's looking for on them. They won't want people that's gonna run through a brick wall. And like you said, KStylzz, he cleaned the house. And shout out to Apostle Red in the building. Was good. Juke on that bit. I got to throw that up there. Got to say him, show him.
Yeah, that's Pops right there. What's going on, Pops?
But that's where I see. That's why I see where they're going at this point. I think one thing that I did see today, and it actually made me happy that he said this. if you did not have an opportunity to check out Terrence Match's new video on Atlanta Sports Unlimited, he went on to say that he is not buying into the fact that this is the real Arthur Smith. And the reason why I think that is significant because it gives me a thinking of what players are thinking. It's like he went on to say in that video that like you got to show me, you got to like you can't be losing and try to play this tough guy image. And I'm glad he said that because this gives me the proper thought process of what a Julio Jones might be thinking. And this is why like, who are you? Man, you ain't did nothing yet. I'm Julio Jones. Like, why should I come in and listen? We ain't winning no games. You ain't never did anything. So when Terrence Matthews is saying something like that, he's saying this from as much as I love Terrence, he could very well be saying this from a former player standpoint. And we know once you're a player and once you're a coach, that's what you know. As much as you out of the game, players still gonna be players. They still gonna think, hey man, I can still run a 4-3. Knowing you 45 years old, no damn well you can't run a 4-3. You know damn well you can't do that, but you still gonna think that way. So I'm glad that he said that because that's exactly what we needed. Players, we know players like coaches that's gonna be nice to them. And the fact that Terrence Matthews is irritated about Arthur Smith and the way he's conducted himself, not only in the media, but he's perceived as a tough guy, it gives me everything that we want because we have to change the culture with these players. For far too long that we got these player coaches that's scared to get under these players' skin. And like that right there, I'm so glad he said that. That's why I love watching Atlanta Sports Unlimited. Terrence Matthews, that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that like he be spitting a lot of knowledge. And I like really, that's a plug, but please go check out a lot of content. You get that real from player standpoint. And that's right there what we try to help try to get there. But let's get into these 3 keys, man. It's been about 10 minutes. Let's get to these 3 keys the victory for Atlanta Falcons. Y'all know we start with the Atlanta Falcons and then we go into the Washington football team. They need to. I said this earlier, but I'm so tired of saying the Washington football team. Get that damn mascot. Get a damn mascot. Come on, bro. Like, who the one hell want to say the Washington football team all day?
That's a lot to say.
Yeah, like, bro, like Washington football team. Like, I gotta like. It's weird. Like I said, it's just weird, man. But go ahead, Jude. Let's get to these 3 keys. The victory for the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, we got a $4.99.
We got $4.99.
Holla, holla, holla.
Holla, holla, holla. Yeah, do you guys feel the offense really opened up on Sunday? Do Washington playing mostly man? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. We are definitely going to get into that.
But go ahead, Jude. Go ahead and do your 3 keys, bro.
3 keys to victory for our Atlanta Falcons this Sunday. So let's see. First key to victory in every game, and especially in this game, we already know that we've seen it the last 3 weeks. This is the identity of this new Atlanta Falcons team. Run the ball. Run the ball because you want to slow down that pass rush of the Washington football team. We don't want to allow them to pin their ears back. And a part of running the ball, also part of my first key. So it's kind of 2 keys in one. Run the ball and score early. I've always talked about the last couple of weeks of getting off to a fast start. It's important that you get off to a fast start, but you have to run the ball and stay balanced in this game, which we know we've seen with Arthur Smith. He runs the ball to open up the pass. And in this game, like I said, to neutralize a great pass rush or to neutralize a good pass rush, you have to run the ball to slow down that pass rush. If you watched the game last night between Dallas and the Eagles, Dallas was killing the Eagles on those delayed draw plays. They were killing the Eagles. The Eagles was rushing up the field, and they were just handing the ball to Tony Pollard, handing the ball to Zeke, and they was killing them, running right up the gut. So I think you do the same thing in this game. Allow these guys to rush up the field thinking that Matt Ryan's going to drop back to throw and just hand the ball off to Mike Davis, Cordell Patterson, allow those eat those guys up, right up the gut. Just run right up the gut. And I feel like we can get a lot of yardage. And then it's going to be once you run that football, and I say run that football about 25 to 30 times in this game, because you want to kind of shorten the game. Like I said, don't allow the Washington football team. Chase Young want to pin his ears back. Montez Sweat, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, those guys want to pin their ears back. So you got to run the football in this game, open up the deep play action pass. And my second key to victory in this game is Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is the X factor in this game, especially in the red zone. We seen it Sunday, and I didn't get to touch on it in the post-game show. I kind of forgot to touch on it because it was so many good things I saw from this Atlanta Falcons team Sunday. But when you're in the red zone, keep Kyle Pitts on the field and throw him the ball, because we seen on that one play where they threw the ball to Kyle Pitts and they called the pass interference. You can't cover. Nobody can cover Kyle Pitts man to man. Once you're in the red zone, nobody can cover him, period, on the field. But you want to give him opportunities. Like, I know Arthur Smith kind of like he's being double teamed here and there. You don't want to force the ball to him, but in the red zone and anytime he's in man-to-man coverage for the most part, if he's not being double teamed, to me, Kyle Pitts is the X factor because of his size, even more than a Calvin Ridley. To me, I think Kyle Pitts is going to start to be the number one dude that they start to go after. I know a lot of people, I've been talking about Calvin Ridley not being that number one guy, but I feel like in this style offense, Kyle Pitts is the guy that you want to give most of the targets to because of his size, because he's fearless of going across the middle, and because he's better at catching the ball in traffic. To me, our receivers, especially Calvin Ridley, he's proven over the last couple of years that he's not good catching the ball in traffic, and that's something that Kyle Pitts excels at. He can adjust to wherever the football is on the field. We've seen that Sunday. Matt Ryan just threw it up to him, and most of the times, whoever's covering him, they're going to panic because he just too big. You can't do anything. So second key to victory is target Kyle Pitts a lot. I would target him a lot in this game because I don't think the linebackers, the safeties, or the corners, nobody can cover Kyle Pitts. He's just a freak of nature, and I feel like he's starting to gain that confidence, and I want to see them open up this playbook a little bit. And then my third key to victory in this game is just play complementary football. So we need all phases to do what they do best. Cam Neasy with those punts, give us good field position in this game. Like last game, he did a good job of pinning the Giants deep in their own, in their own 20-yard line. He did a great job of punting that ball and making it tough for them and giving us good field position. If you do that, if you pin them deep, we know that the football team, Washington, their quarterback is really young. Taylor Heineke is a guy that will throw the ball in traffic. He's not the tallest guy. He's a really short quarterback. I don't even believe they say he's 6 feet tall, but I don't think he's 6 foot. I think he's like 5'10", 5'11", like a Russell Wilson. He's really short. So if you can get your hands up in this game, you can possibly bat a pass and get an interception, especially if they're pinned deep in their own end zone. So the three keys to victory for me: get off to a fast start, run the football to slow down the pass rush. Second key to victory is give Kyle Pitts as many targets as you can, because to me, he's the X factor on this team and should be the number one target for Matt Ryan because of his size. And then 3 is complementary football in the special teams, like playing good field, giving us good field position. If we do those things, I think in this game, we come away with a victory.
KStylzz on that busy.
Yo. Hey, you kind of covered a lot of stuff that I was gonna say too, but like I said, this lets you know that the heavy hitters is kind of on the same mark here. But like you said, the main thing we have to look for is, like I said, you have. I'm gonna sound like I'm repeating what you say here, but you got to get going from the get-go. You cannot, like I said, you cannot afford to have drives ending abruptly early on. Like I said, if you want to beat this team, you have to score touchdowns early. there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because, like I said, you still got to exude confidence within this offensive team, because this is where the weakness is right now as far as what we've seen these first 3 games of the season, is that the offense is not really scoring points early. They're scoring points later, but they're not scoring points early. And that can only do nothing but help your defense, because that gives your defense the confidence to know I could just go out here and make plays and just ride with the wave. My second key is that Washington football defensive line. You got to find you got. I repeat, you got to slow them down. Like I said, they done had a bad. The first 3 weeks for them, they've had bad games. Do not allow the Falcons do not need to allow the Washington football team to come in this game thinking that this is a cleanup game. This is a get right game. We can't allow that. Like I said, you got Chase Young, you got Jonathan Allen, you got Deron Payne, you got Montez Sweat. You got to slow them down, because they're coming. They are coming. So the screen game must be effective here. We haven't seen that many screens as far as what we would normally want to see. But this game, the screen game, is going to be your best friend for the Falcons. You got to get the screen game going, because the linebackers, they okay, but they're protected by the front 4. And third of all, my third key is definitely going to be. That's why I said Drew pretty much hit all the damn field position.
Next week, you're gonna go first, KStylzz. We're gonna let you go first.
Hey, it's all good. Like I said, you the minister. You the good guy.
We just come up and clean up anyway, so it's all good.
Exactly. KStylzz the fat guy, so these folks don't take me serious at all, no way. So they get my perspective on it anyway. Field position is going to be very important. Like I said, field position and like I said, offensive line. We got to see the same performance again this week. You had a better performance against the Giants. Let's put those together. Let's put a string of games like that together, to where the offensive line is playing good for consecutive games and the special teams is playing good for consecutive games. Because we just can't have, okay, we got this one game that we needed to show up, and then the next game, all of a sudden, we ain't doing shit. It ain't gonna work like that. That's not how you build a culture. You got to build a culture of consistency. So,
well, mine is going to be pretty fast. The first and foremost is about getting after. I don't know how the hell you say it. I'm gonna just say Heineken. You got to get after him. Don't let him get in a rhythm. Get after him immediately. The quarterback is the most important aspect of the offense. You can't allow him to get in any type of rhythm, whether he's scrambling, moving around. I don't think he's a guy who can move around with a little bit, but he's a lot like Matt Ryan. He's not gonna blow you away. He's just gonna, he's gonna do enough to get yards. So you can't allow him to get in any type of rhythm. And honestly, I feel in this scheme that Dean Pease, his scheme fits better with a guy like Matt, like a Tom Brady, guys who aren't very, very mobile. He teased off on those guys. So that's what I saw, especially going into this game. Daniel Jones isn't a very mobile guy. Again, that's I say it all the time. He's not going to blow you away with quickness. He got straight line speed. Once he's going straight, he can pick up some yards, but he's not that type of mobile quarterback. And the second one for me, they gotta continue to use Cordero Patterson as a decoy to kind of open up the offense. I know teams right now, they know that Kyle Ridley and Kyle Pitts are the guys, But in order to get those guys going, you got to continue to use Cordero Patterson in every way possible to help kind of get that rhythm. So, you know, I'm one to be patient. You go back and see Calvin Ridley, his tweet today. Not so much a tweet, but his statement with today was like, "We still getting it together." And if you go back and watch Terrence Matthews' video, Atlanta Sports Unlimited, he pretty much came out and said the exact same things. Like, this is a new offense for the Atlanta Falcons. So Matt Ryan, the passing lanes that he used to seeing under Dirk Cutter are no longer there. It's a lot more narrow. It's shorter, confined spaces. He's going to get it. And when he does understand what he's going to be seeing, oh, hell is going to break loose. We're going to see Matt Ryan pay a pass for 400, 500 yards. I guarantee you that. So it's more so just trying to, you know, figure out like what's working. Does this work? Does that? And then you're going to you kind of saw that on the touchdown pass to Oz. They kind of used Cordero Patterson as a decoy, and then they left that void. They had Pitts in the middle. They had Pitts on their side. Used Cordero Patterson as a guy to go outside, and that void was in a wide. He was wide open in the middle. So you kind of see, you know, what he's doing, just using certain players. Whatever's hot, he's going with that, and I think that's what we're seeing right now until Matt Ryan really figures out this offense, the passing offense for the most part. And like I said, this is why you want a guy like Matt Ryan, so he can figure out a lot faster than a rookie. Because a rookie, you're going to need a whole year for him to kind of understand the defensive concept. And that's why you see guys like Wilson, Trey Lance is not starting. You see what happened to Justin Fields. These guys is not ready. So it isn't necessarily that they don't have the talent. It takes time to pick up a lot of these concepts. It's not easy. The third one, the tackles for the Falcons are going to have their hands full. Those are some studs up there. Montez Sweat and Chase is not a damn joke. Them dudes, when they get it, they can get after the quarterback. So them tackles, he's going to have to go to them 3 tight end sets, them 13 personnel, 12 personnel. Like, he's going to have to go to that a lot this game, and that's kind of what you're seeing a lot with Hayden Hurst. He's been used a lot as a blocker right now until they kind of find their you know, when they find their niche as far as like their rhythm and their chemistry in the passing game. You're going to start to see him and Kyle Pitts kind of get into it. But they're going to have a handful with them 2 jokers, boy. Those some big guys. They fast. And Caleb McGarry and Matthews, they better bring it. They better put their track shoes on because they're going to be running side to side with them dudes. All right, so that's the 3 keys for the Falcons to get into the Redskins. Juke.
So the Washington football team's keys to victory. The first one will be the defensive line. We talked about it. We already, you just were talking about it. Really, it starts to me on their side as far as bringing pressure. They're going to have to bring pressure in this game because their back end is bad. They don't have a good secondary. They're similar to the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. To me, all of these NFC East teams, other than the Cowboys for the most part, even the Cowboys to a certain extent, all of these, the front sevens for the NFC East teams are their strength. So in this game, that defensive line is going to have to dominate this game if the Washington football team want to win. So they're going to have to cut on that tape of the Philadelphia Eagles week 1 when they played us here in Atlanta to see like what the weaknesses are. So they're going to have to test Jalen Mayfield, Hennessy. I really think that those guys is going to have their hands full. I think Chase Young and those guys, Montez Sweat, they're really good as well. But I'm not really worried about Jake Matthews, and I'm not really too worried about Caleb McGarry. I'm worried about Hennessy. I'm worried about Mayfield, and I'm worried about Chris Lindstrom just because I don't know what type of stunts and things they're going to try to run up front. And I know that Hennessy sometimes struggles with knowing where the pressure's coming from. We've seen him in the first 2 games where he was just all over the place, not blocking anybody, you know, not knowing where the pressure was actually coming from. And we know that Ron Rivera, when he was with the Panthers, and they always had a solid defense, and now him with the Washington football team, He's a player coach, because he played for the 85 Bears as a linebacker. So he understands defensive schemes. Like, that's where his bread is buttered. Like, he understands pressure. He understands having a good front seven and bringing pressure. And he understands that because he played it, Matt Ryan is once he gets into a rhythm. So his goal is going to be get Matt Ryan off his spot, get Matt Ryan rattled up front and try to confuse the young offensive line. Now, I do think that Mayfield and Hennessy and the line as a whole played well last week. And I think that Arthur Smith is not going to put them in harm's way in this game. But if I'm Washington, my first key to victory, just like my key to victory every week is, you guys know I'm big on the trenches. If we can dominate the trenches, shut down the Atlanta Falcons running game and get pressure on Matt Ryan, we can make it a long day, because maybe you cause a fumble, maybe you cause a tip pass to get intercepted like the Buccaneers did. We seen last week, what's the young kid that I wanted out of Georgia? He came away with a strip sack at the end of the half on Matt Ryan, Azeez Ojulari. So that's my first key to victory for Washington, is dominate the trenches on the defensive side. On the offensive side, my second key to victory for Washington would be give Taylor Heineke some short, quick passes and feed Terry McLaurin. I would try, if AJ Terrell doesn't play in this game, I'm lining Scary Terry. I'm putting him on the side where TJ Green is at. And I'm trying to run all kind of quick slants and all of the quick routes I can run and hope that he can beat him in man-to-man coverage. Because we seen last week, Dean Pease ran a lot of zone because AJ Terrell wasn't out there. And I think that TJ Green can be had because he's still a young player. Yeah, he's big and physical, but we know that Scary Terry is really twitchy. So if you can get him those quick slants and quick, especially against the zone where it's voids, Terry McLaurin is a very scary, like they call him Scary Terry for a reason. He's a scary guy because he's a guy that can take it to the house on a slant. He's similar to like an Odell Beckham. He's really twitchy, really quick, runs great routes, and has really good hands. And he's really physical. Like, he's not scared, like Calvin Ridley. He's not scared to go across the middle. Terry McLaurin is one of those guys. He'll go across the middle and just take the lick. So in this game, it's going to be very important. If the Washington football team wants to win this game, is to try to single him up against TJ Green or try to run him on those quick routes, quick screens and stuff like that to get Taylor Heineke going and getting him into a rhythm. And then my third key to victory for the Washington football team is going to come down to the turnover battle. They have to get a turnover in this game. Like, they have to win the turnover battle, hands down, because normally we know the NFL comes down to the quarterback position. And Matt Ryan and Taylor Heineke, we know who's winning that battle. Matt Ryan has been, 14 years in the league, MVP. He's the better quarterback, the more experienced quarterback. Taylor Heineke's a first-time starter. So I'm sure Dean Pease is going to throw all kind of exotic looks at him that he's never seen before. And it's going to be really tough for him. So it's going to come down to, in this game, a turnover battle. Can the Washington football team score a defensive touchdown, or can they, put their team on, on good field position? They're going to have to get some turnovers and put Taylor Heineke on the short field. If they don't do that in this game, I don't see them winning. But that's the three keys for the Washington team. It'll be getting pressure on the quarterback, winning the trenches, and dominating up front. The second key to victory, Terry McLaurin and Taylor Heineke on those quick routes, get the ball out fast and let Terry McLaurin, get those yak yards because he's really good at that. And then the third key to victory is going to be the turnover battle. They have to win the turnover battle. If they do those things, they can win this game.
Okay,
all right, before I go, man, we bypassed a $5 super chat from Corday Thomaston. Appreciate the $5. I know he said something like we yeeted his $5 super chat. But let's get back to it. He said, "How do we feel this week at the cornerback position?" It's gonna be we gonna damn see. That's all I gotta say. Because as you just heard Drew say about Terry McLaurin, once again, Drew hit one of my points with Terry McLaurin.
Terry, man, he
a dog, bro. Like I said, he's a dog. But like I said, this $5 super chat actually goes with one of my 5 keys, right? Well, one of my 3 keys, and that is And this is kind of going opposite of what Drew said as far as attacking TJ Green. I'm attacking Fabian Monroe. All them flags that he, like I said, he done been getting flags every game so far. I'm attacking that. Like TJ Green may be the younger player, but I'm attacking the guy that got the most penalties. And it ain't even Terry McLaurin that, and like I said, I ain't even gonna attack him with Terry McLaurin. I will attack him with Logan Thomas. That is going to be an issue right there. Because Logan Thomas is a monster. A lot of people don't know him like that. You know, quarterback converted tight end. But he can give you some plays. But yeah, my first key is gonna be basically I would attack Fabian Monroe. Like you said, at last week you got the pass interference call against the Giants in the end zone. Buccaneers game, you got the drop interception. You got a holding call. Eagles game, you got a holding call. So he's really been the most flagged corner. So I would definitely attack that. My second key, Antonio Gibson got to be involved in the passing game. You got to get him the ball in the passing game. Like I said, we talk about Scary Terry, we talk about Logan Thomas, but Antonio Gibson is one of those guys that can take a screen to the house. You saw it against Buffalo, even though they got their ass whooped. You saw big playmaking ability from him. As a lot of people don't know, Antonio Gibson played wide receiver and running back. So he's basically their Cordero Patterson. So I would utilize him and have him be the vocal point of this offense. And the third key that I got is, I've already said it before, Chase Young, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat. I'm moving them guys around. I'm going to test Jalen Mayfield. I'm going to test Matt Hennessy. I'm going to test the interior of that offensive line and see if they really got it. Because just like Drew said, that's how you win the turnover battle. You have, like I said, that for a quarterback like Matt Ryan, Tom Brady, and folks like that, you have to get pressure in the middle of the pocket. Outside pressure, not so much, but inside pressure is going to be where the key is. I want to test Jalen Mayfield. I want to see, okay, you had a good game this week. Can you do it again? Matt Hennessy, you had a better game. Can you do it again? I would use stunts. I wouldn't be surprised you're going to see a lot of stunts from the Washington football team this week. So that'd be my three keys right there.
I'm gonna go a little slightly different. Because what I'm seeing with a lot of teams, they're taking unnecessary risks. I think they're taking a lot of stupid risks, thinking this is the same Falcons team. So my first key to victory actually for Washington is actually for the coaching staff. Don't get too damn cocky and like go for it on fourth down and stuff like that, because this is not the same defense. This is coached by Dean Pease, and these guys are really starting to believe in them. You saying, like, as bad as Steven Means has been at the time, I saw him getting a lot of pressure last game. Like, he was getting a lot of pressure. And, like, Grady, Fowler, those guys are really starting to get it. So don't take no unnecessary stupid risks and going for it on fourth down because you feel like this is not the same team. I like you said earlier, like these dudes had like 27 tackles apiece. Like Foyer and Dion flying around the damn ball. Like once they get going, you flying around with those guys. Like you got Dion. I saw Dion out here guarding wide receivers, dog. So that tell you that Dean Pease is not afraid to move these guys around and find your weakness and find a guy. He will put Dion on a running back. He will put Dion on a wide receiver because he's quick enough. He got the speed. So don't get too cocky, all right? Play because what I'm seeing with the Falcons, they're not conservative. they're being smart about things. And that's the way I want to be. A lot of people's like, okay, it's fourth down, we got inches. Sometimes inches is not guaranteed in the NFL. None of yards are not guaranteed. So just because you feel like it's inches, go for it. Sometimes you got to be smart, kind of feel the pace of the game, the momentum of the game. So they got to be smart. Coaches can't be taking this team lightly. And the second one, for the most part, J.D. McKissick, former Falcon, they got to get him open in the open field and move him around, use him as a running back, use him as a receiver, use him as screens. They got to just find a way to get him the ball and, get Deion Jones and Foye Oluokun out of spot. Because one thing that I've noticed what Dean Pease is doing with the linebackers is that you don't know who the hell is going to be the Mike from game to game. That right there is a scary thing. So get out, use your linebackers, figure out who's going to be the Mike, because again, that's something that Dean Pease been preaching. He's going to change the Mike from week to week. So it could be Michael Walker. This past game, it was Foye Oluokun who was the Mike, and Deion Jones was just moving all around the field. So it's going to change. So you're going to need J.D. McKissick to move all over the field to try to figure out what the Falcons are going to do. And the third one, the last one, is they guards. They better get Grady Jarrett. Y'all better. I'm telling you, you better be prepared for that beast. Grady Jarrett, his sacks, he got 1 sack, but this dude is wreaking havoc. He is a damn problem in this league right now. His moves, he's using that patented spin, that swim move, and that damn thing is damn near impossible to stop because he's so quick to be so big. That's scary. So them guards, the center, they better get Grady. You better keep Grady off of Heineke, because if he doesn't have the speed to get away from Grady. I seen Grady Jarrett running after, like he running after linebackers. You know what I'm saying? He's chasing down tight ends. He's moving around. You seeing him all over the field. See what he did to what's the quarterback for the Eagles? Hurt. Yeah, he chased that man down on the sideline. He couldn't get away from Grady. You seen him always around, like getting fumbles. Like Grady is just an absolute possessed monster right now. So you better contain Grady. If you don't contain Grady, it's gonna be a long night, because now Dante Fowler, he's getting no one-on-ones, and we already see what he's doing when he can get one-on-ones. Chuck Smith wasn't lying. Right now, he's using all his moves. He's using the spin move. He's dipping. Fowler is a man possessed right now also. He's getting his one-on-one. He winning his one-on-one. So y'all better have an answer for Grady Jarrett, because if they don't, it's going to be a long, long day. So let's get into these questions. If everybody have questions.
Hey, I was about to say, man, I'm looking at the stats so far. Foye and Deion is averaging almost 10 tackles a game.
Whew.
Yeah.
Them boys eating, man. Them boys eating.
Had 30 tackles. I think Foye had like 14 tackles in the last game, and Deion has close to the same. Yeah. Both of them have almost 30 tackles together. So
their Foye is on pace for 170 something tackles this year. Woo! He's on pace. Yeah.
Yeah, them boys eating, man.
But the one thing that I did see, as far, because I'm looking at the stats on this defense, here's a statistic that that's kind of very interesting to me that we don't talk about, and that's quarterback hits. Falcons got 15 quarterback hits already. That's 5 a game.
That's great.
That's what you want. Like I said, now it's just all about, can the offense match the intensity of the defense and get to that fast start. That's why we say you got to get to that fast start. You got to score touchdowns. You got to take advantage of opportunities. The defense is bringing whatever the hell they bringing. Give it up. but going Q&A. What we're going Q&A here?
Q&A that thing, man.
Okay, so people go ahead, throw questions in, whatever you got. Regardless, I know I saw a question here about Josh Gordon and the Chiefs. Hey, he's in a situation where he ain't got to be the goddamn number one. Let's just say that. Andy Reid gonna hold him straight, so he's good. Damn. Yeah, TJ Green got 11 tackles. He a tackling machine his damn self. Good Lord. Hold on, we got something right here. We got, hold on. We'll hit this one first. Twisted Torch. Shout out to Twisted Torch and J Rock in the building. They are in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all show them some love if y'all haven't already done that. Twisted Torch said, how will we be able to stop Terry the wide out in the secondary?
I think you got to get physical with him. You got to get physical. Like, if you let Terry do what he want to do, because like I said, he's a guy that you can't stop. You just got to contain him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not stopping him. And that's the thing with some of these wide receivers, especially the ones that are explosive and physical, where they're not afraid to run any route, even if it means that they're going to get hit and run across the middle of the field. And Terry's one of those guys where he going to catch passes because he's not afraid, and he can run every route on the route tree, and they can line him up almost anywhere on the field. Like, they put him in the slot, they put him outside. So he's going to be a guy that's going to have some receptions in this game, but you have to play physical with him. And that's the reason why I do like a guy like TJ Green, because he's 6'2", really physical corner. He just is not as twitchy as like AJ Terrell. Even though AJ Terrell is long, he's really athletic. TJ Green was a former safety. So to me, his technique is solid, because if you guys remember against the Giants, where that rookie had a nice catch on the sideline, TJ Green did a good job of pinning him to the sideline. Like, he did a really good job in that game, and he's a solid tackler. I just think that to try to, keep down a guy like Terry McLaurin, you're going to have to bracket him. The same thing that they're doing to Calvin Ridley. I'm not letting Terry McLaurin beat me in this game. If I'm Dean Pease, we know Dean Pease is a mastermind when it comes to defense. Trust me, he knows that Terry McLaurin is the number one target for Taylor Heineke, and he's going to take away those quick first looks. So I'm bracketing Terry McLaurin all over the field, and I'm seeing if Logan Thomas, I'm seeing if the other kid that they got, because they got a rookie, I think his name is, I think he played at North Carolina. I forget his name. Can't think of his name right now, but he's a rookie. He's on the other side, the rookie wide receiver for their team. And I'm seeing if those guys can beat me. I think his name is De'Ami Brown, actually. He's a guy that likes to go deep a lot. I'm looking to see if those guys can beat me. I'm not trying to see if Terry McLaurin can beat me, because I've seen Terry McLaurin single-handedly get like 10 receptions in a game, 7 receptions in a game, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, he can beat you. If you just man him up and think that you're going to stop him, good luck. Like, he's a guy, even if AJ Terrell was out there, you're not locking him up man to man. With the rules the way that they are, he's too good of a wide receiver. So in this game, I'm bracketing him everywhere he go, and I'm seeing if those other guys can beat me.
All right, man. We got another $5 holla. Cartier Thomaston with another one. Appreciate it, man. He said, please limit 10-yard soft zones. We need more press coverage. How do y'all feel about that? Y'all feel like they need to be more man press coverage on them, or just do whatever the hell they did last week?
Hell to the no. Hey, man, I keep saying everybody, they came up with some silly ass they DVOA pretty much like the Falcons offense is ranked 20 something, the defense is ranked 20 something. I don't give a damn about none of that. I keep telling y'all all the time, none of that crap matters. If you can't get timely stops, you can't get timely sacks, you can't get timely batted passes, none of that crap matters. You got to be able to get those key and timely stops. You got to be able to get those key touchdowns in the red zone. You got to win that. You got to get, as we saw, Cam Neasy did his thing. You know, he did his thing, punting the thing. Like he learned his lesson. As far as I'm concerned, I think he's a young guy. He's gonna struggle, but like I don't. I just say that. I just.
I'm about to say, all right, Alpha 5. What the hell was that?
Hey, man.
Going on. We don't know what they got going on. But yeah, man. Like I said, I think just like Mike said, I know we always make a point about top 10 defenses and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, even when you look at those type of defenses, it's one common factor they always do. And even if your defense is not ranked in the top 10, you got to get off the field on third down. Got to create those turnovers. And that is the biggest difference between your defense being good for no reason or being okay but good in situational football. That almost didn't make no damn sense, but I'm just saying.
No, let me. I see this. I like this is. I gotta address this because I'm seeing so many people pointing fingers at McGarry, and I just totally disagree with the fact he's struggling. I always say this all the time. Just because you see a guy give up a key play in a key situation doesn't mean he's playing bad. Those are 1, 2, 3 plays that just happens at the wrong time. It's the same thing we always say about Jake Matthews. And people say, why Jake Matthews getting, $16 million a year? He's one of the most consistent players. You're going to have that. These guys are absolute studs on these defensive lines. We have not had these, like the Giants have a great defensive front. These guys can get at the Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, them some big Azeez Ojulari, Lorenzo Carter. These guys are very good pass rushers. So we got to stop saying guys, just because you see a guy struggle or he give up a key play and key moments that he's doing bad. He's not doing bad. He's not doing what we want is a unit to be able to get those key touchdowns, the red zone, be able to get a first down and convert on third down. Like those are the things that you're going to lose as an offensive lineman. You're going to lose as a defensive player. We saw Grady Jarrett got trucked by a quarterback. You're going to have those opportunities. Nobody would ever say, oh, damn, Grady sucked because he got trucked by a quarterback. It happens. That's the game of football. So Terrence Masters, again, he said earlier today, people expect perfection, and it's never going to happen. Stop trying to be perfect. We will never see another Orlando Pace. We will never see another Jonathan Ogden. We damn sure will never see another Larry Allen. You know what I'm saying? Just with the rules. You're not going to see that. The rules have changed. Perfection is damn near impossible now because you can't get physical with guys. So if Caleb McGarry can be more physical, tackle guys and pancake guys like that, offensive linemen can't even pancake guys anymore. It's illegal for them to actually land on defensive players. That's what Larry Allen them used to do. They'll get you, they'll grab you, and they will sit like just like damn sumo wrestler. They will sit on your ass. You know what I'm saying? You could do that at offensive lineman back then. That's why he was so great, because he was able to use his 330-pound frame. He can run like hell, and he would just sit on you. You can't do that anymore with offensive linemen. So it's not that he sucks. These offensive linemen sucks. The rules have changed, and there's just certain things that you cannot do anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like I said, the game is where they don't want you to touch nobody.
Mm-hmm. You can't touch anybody.
At the end of the day, it's all about protecting the offensive skill player. That's really what the game is now. So People have to adjust to it. Like I said, you see the outside the tackle chop block rule they got now. So yeah, you got to know how to adjust to this game.
And I kind of want to just address really quick what he was saying about Josh Andrews. I seen that they were talking about him coming back from that broken hand. And how I currently feel, if Jalen Mayfield continues to play well, I'm not messing up that chemistry.
No,
I'm not messing up that chemistry for Josh Andrews. I'm sorry. I'm not messing up that chemistry because we know that with the offensive line, why upset the apple cart? Like at this point, if they got it going, they got it going. Like you broke your hand at the wrong time, bro. Like unless one of those guys get hurt, he gonna have to be the guy that's gonna be the rotational guy. I know Jalen Mayfield was supposed to be that guy, but I'm not gonna mess up the chemistry and mess up the flow that they already got because we've seen in the first game they were trying to get that flow. Now we're going into our fourth game. They kind of found a groove. So if they still playing well, even if Josh Andrews is healthy, you can't, like how I feel, you can lose your job to injury. You get injured and the other guy's playing well. We've seen that with Tom Brady years ago with Drew Bledsoe. If you get hurt, and we've seen that with Dak Prescott and Tony Romo, like if you get hurt and the other guy's playing well, I'm not pulling. Look, I'm playing the hot hand. I'm not pulling out somebody that's balling because you got hurt and now you back because you might mess up the whole chemistry. We've seen, we got too many young players on this team that continue to be bringing guys in and out, in and out, in and out. Like I wouldn't do it if I was the head coach of the Falcons. Josh Andrews would just have to get in where he fit in. Like I said, if somebody get hurt, that he might be able to get his spot back. But other than that, I'm rolling with the 5 guys I got up front. Once they develop that chemistry, I'm not messing with it.
Hell no. That's the only way you're gonna be able to build that wall up. You can't mess that chemistry. Hello, we got a $5. $5.
Change that ugly ass damn profile picture too. Nobody see that old ass shit.
Hey, he paid $5. He can keep whatever the hell profile picture he wants. Jamel Kellum said, "I'm peeking to see what the enemy is doing." Hey, you can peek in all you want. Come that first game against the Saints, we beating that ass. Plain and simple. I'm saying it on it. Oh man, but yeah, like you were saying about the offensive line chemistry, man. Like you said, let Jalen Mayfield play himself out of that role. Like I said, if he keeps getting better, he keeps playing well, doing his thing. Why mess that up? Like you said, that's the whole purpose of the offensive line is to keep the 5 best guys you got and keep that camaraderie to where, okay, I know what he can do. I know what the center can do. We right here. Boom. I know what they got. You don't want to mess that up. Cause that's where you're gonna get your quarterback hit when there's no damn chemistry.
One of y'all got to it before I got to it, because that's the question I was just looking at.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, no, I'm not starting TJ Green over Fabian Monroe. To be honest, both of those guys are starting unless AJ Terrell come back. But when he comes back, I'm still not starting him over Fabian Monroe. Like, no. Like, I think sometimes we kind of panic. I know you guys heard KStylzz say he got the most penalties. Don't get it twisted. Fabian Monroe is better than TJ Green. Hands down. He's the elder statesman. He's been in the league longer. If you go look at his tape when he was with the Washington football team, they handpicked this man. Dean Pease, they wanted him. They handpicked him. And pretty much TJ Green and Fabian Monroe, they are similar players. I don't overreact to penalties. If you guys look at some of those penalties, they were questionable. The one that they called against him in the end zone, but both guys were jockeying for the football, that wasn't a pass interference. Fabian Monroe was just playing extra physical, but a lot of these calls that they're calling are ticky-tack. They're not like he's beat on a play and he's just tripping somebody or he's just like it's blatant holding. He's tugging at somebody's jersey. Like the plays that they're calling these flags on, a lot of them are questionable calls. So unless Fabian Monroe just starts playing horrible and it's like evident that he's, outmatched, kind of how you seen in the NFC Championship game with that dude, Kevin King, where he was just outmatched. Like he was holding people. He was getting burnt at the end of the half, just doing stuff that didn't make sense. That's the only way that I'm benching Fabian Monroe. But at this point, he good. Like TJ Green is the backup for a reason. TJ Green is solid, but I'm not benching Fabian Monroe, for him. They brought him in for a reason. So I'm definitely not benching Fabian Monroe. And I guarantee those flags that you're seeing, those are going to come down a lot. Like a lot of these flags, like I said, are very questionable. If you look at them, it's like ticky-tack.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. The way they call the game now, like I said, you pretty much can't touch nobody. You might well be playing invisible freeze tag nowadays. But like you said, yeah, it like I said, it's just gonna come down to what like you said, TJ Green, Fabian Monroe. Like you said, Fabian Monroe got the experience. You cannot teach. You cannot substitute experience. Like I said, if he played extra terrible, like Jason Webster terrible, then there's another story. I don't know if y'all remember Jason Webster. That was terrible. Y'all don't want that again.
I don't remember him. I don't remember. Nope.
Like I said, if he was playing Jason Webster terrible, then I could see
Lord
that.
Jesus. I don't remember that.
I remember playing. Look. My homeboy reminds me every day about how bad Jason Webster was. I got to hear it every day. They pay that.
Lord.
Y'all talk about that dude. Y'all talk about Matt Ryan stole money. Goddamn, Jason Webster stole a whole lot of money and was getting burnt every goddamn game. I'd rather take Robert Alford's pass interference calls over what that was.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, like I said, Fabian Monroe, like I said, he still got the experience. We don't know what AJ Terrell is. Like I said, we don't know how they're evaluating him. Like I said, is he gonna play this week? Like I said, that's something that we kind of took in account of. But let's just say if he doesn't, you're gonna have both of them corners out there anyway. Let them get their confidence up. You want to hit this one, Ju?
Yeah, Tony Wright says Wes Schweitzer, who signed as a free agent with Washington, but is not a starter, but plays maybe lined up when he plays against Jonathan Bullard. Your thoughts? I think he's gonna get killed if he, to be completely honest with you. If he do play, we all remember Wes Schweitzer. I think he's solid, but to be honest, I think that this defensive line is turning the corner. This whole defense as a whole is turning the corner, and I think that they're starting to get their roles. Like that's something that we didn't see to me with Dan Quinn. They didn't understand that you got to give players roles. It's just kind of like basketball. Like you got to see what players do well and then put them in a position to succeed. And that's what we're seeing with Isaiah Oliver. That's Mad Mike's guy. We see that he knows what his role is now. So he's playing a lot better because he has that role. We see it even with guys all the way down to Steven Means. Like we're wondering, like, why is Steven Means in the game? As Mike said, he does a good job of setting the edge. He understands his role. He does a good job of not jumping out of his gap, having great gap integrity in his run fits and things of that nature. It's the small, intricate details of the game that a lot of these guys are understanding their roles. Dante Fowler Jr. coming off, screaming off the edge. Grady Jarrett getting pressure. He talked about it. Jonathan Bullard's another guy getting pressure. Marlon Davidson, prior to him having that ankle injury. Like this whole defense is really coming together because they're really understanding their roles. And that's something that's, got overlooked when we had Dan Quinn here. To me, he didn't do a good job. Raheem Morris, they didn't do a good job of giving these guys particular roles. So I think that that's something in this defense with Dean Pease. He's giving these guys particular roles on what he wants them to do from game to game. It's not just about your sack numbers. On each play, you got an assignment that you need to do this. Like he said in that first game after the Eagles game, guys weren't trying to do too much is what Dean Pease was saying. Like guys were not doing what they were supposed to do on each play. They were trying to make a play for the person next to them instead of just standing their gap, having that gap integrity, fitting it, making the run fits. As he talked about, they had plays set up every time Jalen Hurts was to go to run. He said they had a guy that was designated to be where he was trying to escape out of the pocket to. So I really think that that's what it is. Wes Schweitzer, he is what he is. I think that the Washington football team understands that they got to be physical as well. And you heard KStylzz talk about Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick. They're going to have to run the ball as well, because if they don't run the ball and we get out to a fast start, it's going to be a long day, because this defensive line is starting to ramp it up as far as that pressure. They starting to get home.
Hey, we got a couple $5. Holla, holla, holla. We're going to start with Cartier Thomaston. He came with another $5. He said, just say for the chat, this week will be the 104th meeting between the Saints and Falcons. Falcons are 53-50 against the Saints. We're gonna make that. We're gonna make that first win 54-50 against the Saints. So we just gonna say that. But then we also got another $5. Holla, holla, holla. Just want the people to thank Matt Ryan every time he takes a sack. Right now, he is not risking a season for a first down. Let the boys play. Oh, but that's interesting. That's interesting. But like I said, I wanted to ask a question. I wanted to ask a question to everybody. Before I got to these $5, and like I said, we appreciate Mike Jones with the $5 super chat. Who? Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. But how did y'all feel about Felipe Franks kind of playing that multiplicity role as far as lining up multiple spots? Like they had him lining tight end, and like I said, do you think that this is an aspect of the playbook that we really haven't seen that often, and this is maybe the reason why they got John Kaminsky on the inactive list to add another unpredictable weapon on offense?
This is what me and Drew been talking about. Creativity. Why is it that NFL players always crying about, oh, you're not using me the right way, you're not giving me the ball? Now he finds a way to use his athleticism. We know Felipe, once he got that open field, he can take it to the house. He's that type of athlete.
Okay.
His brother was a tight end. It's not his brother is a tight end. He plays NFL tight end, so he's not ignorant as far as the position is going. Like that man know what he's doing. Felipe he's probably already been playing tight end. We just not hearing about it. This just come out of nowhere. He's not that ignorant. That's just like Tim Tebow been a quarterback all his year, and then all of a sudden we just gonna throw him at tight end. No, it's not like that. This man knows exactly what he's doing. You just don't throw him in a position if you haven't been practicing it. No quarterback, no offensive coordinator, no coach will just throw a guy and say, here, play offensive line. That's not how coaches think. That's not what they do. They practice these things. So this is why I get irritated by these NFL players. They cry about not being able to get the ball, and then when you put them in positions at running back, oh, I'm not a running back.
Right.
Get it how you live.
Yeah.
If you're an athlete, Deion Sanders wasn't crying because he wasn't a wide receiver. Deion Sanders wasn't crying because he wasn't a returner. You know what I'm saying? He was a cornerback. You weren't seeing Deion Sanders talking about, oh, I'm not a returner. No, you use his athleticism. That's what you're supposed to do with a coach. Tyreek Hill ain't worried about, I'm not a running back. He want the ball. He want to make a play. This is what you're supposed to do. I've been hearing people. Like I said, I don't know who said it exactly, but I know it was an NFL player. It was an NFL player, and it might have been somebody from '92. I don't know, but I saw it, and he was complaining like, "What the hell are you doing? Putting Felipe Franks at receiver. Have you seen this guy? He's not a pushover. He's big. The dude 6'7". You don't know if he can catch. Guys have played the game before, okay? He was a quarterback. Russell Wilson was a pitcher before playing. You know what I'm saying? He was a pitcher. That's why he can throw the ball the way he can play. So these guys got other skill sets outside of just their position. We just got to give these guys the opportunity. Russell Gage. Why ain't nobody crying about Russell Gage being a quarterback? He played the position before. You see when he came in the game, he threw a damn dime. It's the same thing. Give these guys an opportunity to make a goddamn play. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
and make a living. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, my bad. You go ahead. Keep going, man. Keep going. What you was saying?
No, all I wanted to say was just to add on what Mike was saying about Felipe Franks being tried as a tight end or a wide receiver, because they asked Arthur Smith about it, and he just said, I seen something in him. And I mentioned to him at practice, like, maybe he should try, being a tight end. And I think you talked about Logan Thomas with the Washington football team. Like, you never know. Like, he has the athleticism to be a really good tight end. And as we know, Hayden Hurst may be a guy that we might have to let go because he's going to probably get paid by somebody else next year. So if you can start developing Felipe Franks, if I'm Felipe, it's only 32 NFL teams. It's not a lot of quarterback jobs out there because most teams don't carry 3 quarterbacks like on their active roster. So if I'm Felipe and I have the athleticism, I'm seeing if I can change into that role. Like, look, Taysom Hill ain't complaining. He got paid a nice hefty contract by the Saints to be that dual threat type guy. Felipe Franks could be that next guy that converts over. Like, it's been a lot of guys that converted and changed positions. As Mike was talking about, Tim Tebow, to be honest, he possibly would have had a longer NFL career if he would have changed to like H-back or tight end originally, instead of being so demanding that I want to play quarterback or so adamant about wanting to be a quarterback, because that's what eventually got him out of the league. So if I'm Felipe Franks, we seen his brother. We played, I believe he plays for the Dolphins or the Titans, one of those teams we played in the preseason, and he's a tight end. He has the athleticism. So if I'm Felipe Franks, I'm seeing if I can learn the position, because if he can, you already see that Arthur Smith, for one thing, as Mike was talking about, loves throwing the ball to tight ends. So he's setting this man up to actually get paid and to have some job security, to be honest, because we know that Josh Rosen is already the backup. So what that means is Felipe is in trouble next season of possibly not being on the team. So if he can, start to find his niche at that tight end position and he actually is successful at it, then he could possibly be re-signed by the team and have a longer career, because we really don't know, right at this point, he's in the development stages. So if he can convert over now, it would be smart, because we know that he's not going to see the field. Even if Matt Ryan, God forbid, were to get hurt, we're going to put in Josh Rosen. So if I was him and you really want to play, hey, I'm trying to learn that tight end position or wide receiver, whatever they're trying to have him try, I would try it.
Because I was about to say, seeing that kind of wrinkle right there was very interesting to me, because like a lot of teams nowadays got that type of player, as far as you kind of have that X, like we already got Cordell Patterson, who's already shown to be a goddamn X factor. Let's just be honest on that one. But as far as having kind of like that multiple gadget guys, that's why I kind of feel like Arthur Smith hasn't really shown the whole arsenal yet. And I think this is why people are kind of looking at him like, feel like you holding back a lot.
Yeah.
So we just kind of think like, how many plays does he have Felipe Franks on the field, lining up at tight end, lining up at wide receiver, lining up at running back? We don't know. Because, like I said, if he was able to sprinkle a little bit of that in the Giants game, to where you got a couple plays out of Felipe Franks, no telling how many more plays he got, and what that does to a defense. Is that gonna be a whole nother aspect to where, oh shit, they got 2 quarterbacks out there, and one of them can run.
You don't know what to expect.
Right. But let's hit this $5 super chat. Holla, holla, holla.
Holla, holla.
Thomas then came with another one. He said, oh, and Carolina fans, Atlanta is 33-19 against y'all. We own y'all too.
That man throwing shots, boy.
He throwing shots at the whole division, boy. He like, God dang.
We own you. We own you.
We own you. You. That boy coming out there with the Hulk Hogan. Every time he Hulk up, he like, you. Yeah. But like I said, I'm about to say, like I said, at the end of the day, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button up as well, man, and make sure y'all share this video with somebody that might not be subscribed to us as well. Because at the end of the day, we just trying to get the message out. Like I said, we ain't for everybody. At the end of the day, we for somebody. But yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Man, but yeah. I just wanted to ask that question because I thought, like I said, I thought that was like very, very intriguing to see that. And like I said, you see a lot of people using stuff. Wait a minute, we got a $1.99 super chat.
Holla, holla, holla.
Say, how do you think Harmon and Harris is looking? Hey, they third and fourth on the team in tackles right now, so they getting around the ball as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you're not, because the thing about those two is not like the reason why you're not really seeing them as much is because people are not attacking the safeties right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're dinking and they're dinking and dunking, and they throwing like 8-9 yard hook routes against this defense. So we really haven't seen this safety unit get tested yet.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
The offense is not really getting off to a good start. So they're kind of not being tested. You'll kind of see when the Falcons offense started to get a little bit, the passing game started to get a little bit more chemistry. They score more points, they moving the ball, and they get up a couple of touchdowns. Now you'll see how your safety is. So right now, they just dinking and dunking and running the ball. So that's why you see them get a lot of tackles. So they're not being tested right now. So we got again, be patient with that. But at this point, I think they're doing a great job, to be honest. Like that when you don't hear players' name a lot, that means they doing a good job. So just be glad you're not hearing their name.
Yeah, just think about this compared to last season. You heard a lot of Ricardo Allen. You heard a lot of Keanu Neal.
Right.
Exactly.
You ain't hearing much of these two guys. So, like I said, that's a good thing. But Andrew Botto here, and I actually seen this news earlier too. I wanted to get y'all opinion on this. He was like, "What's up, fellas? Hope you guys are doing well. Have you guys seen us being linked to trading for Marlon Mack? Personally, I don't think we need him, but he's a nice running back when healthy. I don't know. Yeah, that like I said, you kind of have a nice rapport of what you have right now. Like everybody has a specific role. Like I said, you got Mike Davis, who is your power back. He's your short yardage guy. You got Cordero Patterson. He's your third down back, really. He's really your third down back. He's basically your home run threat back there. Like Marlon Mack is a good back, but the issue is the Colts are trading him. If the Colts are linking him to trading him, they trading him for a reason.
It's because they're trying to get paid. That's the reason they're trying to trade him KStylzz. Because they drafted Jonathan Taylor last year. So and he actually balled out from Wisconsin. So I would say no to the Marlon Mack thing. You guys know how I feel about running backs coming off of injuries. He had a bad knee injury. I don't want him. And we have Wayne Gallman on the roster, which we haven't even played yet. Like we have a guy that's sitting in the wings waiting. That's not expensive. Like it's the reason we brought in the backs that we brought in. Right. I don't want no high-priced running backs at all. I'm good on that. If I'm the Falcons from now on, I'm drafting a running back every year, and I'm getting them on the cheap like New England do, and I'm just rotating them. When it's time for you to get paid, I'm getting rid of you. Like it's that simple. I mean, I know that's hard. That sounds cutthroat. But that's how you got to be with these running backs because the injuries, once those knees go, or you had that bad Achilles, like we just seen it with Saquon Barkley. Like he's not looking the same. I mean, when we played him on Sunday, he doesn't have the same explosiveness. Like it takes time for you to get that confidence back. So I'm good on Marlon Mack. If I'm the Falcons, I'm sticking with these younger guys. I'm sticking with what we got, and then every year I'm drafting a new running back every single season. It don't have to be in the first round, maybe the third, fourth, fifth round, like you see with the Patriots, and you just rotate them. That's the purpose of running back by committee. If anything, I'm re-signing Cordero Patterson before I'm bringing in a guy like Marlon Mack.
Yeah, because Cordero Patterson does multiple. He's a multiplicity player. He does everything. He does a lot of things. And
exactly.
And just like what you said, and Mike will agree on this one. Today's NFL, it's hard to have a bell cow back because them carries and them touches pay a toll later on. You see it with Christian McCaffrey. You don't see it too much with Alvin Kamara because they don't really use him as really a every down back. Like they kind of use him more in the passing game. They use him in the running game as well, but like I said, they putting him in positions where he doesn't have to necessarily take those unnecessary hits. Like I said, if you look at a Christian McCaffrey or Ezekiel Elliott or something like that, like I said, Ezekiel Elliott had a good game against the Eagles. Like I said, that's coming down to it. But those hits add up, bro. Those hits add up.
And Zeke ain't worth $90 million. I'm gonna tell you that right now because Tony Pollard was a lot of thunder and lightning going on between those two guys. So to be honest, if Dallas could do it all over again, they wouldn't have paid Zeke that money. If they could do it all over again, if you could give them some true syrup, they ain't paying Zeke that $90 million.
And that's unfortunate coming from the NFL where the 90s and the early 2000s where you had that kind of running back, and that running back was the stat. Well, hell, you can even go back to the 70s and 80s where you really had that running back who was like the staple of your team. Like I said, if you use example like a Adrian Peterson, you could use a Jerome Bettis, you could Dorsey Levis, Amon Green, Deuce McAllister, like guys like that. Like
I'm gonna say this. I'm not paying Derrick Henry either. I ain't giving his ass no $100 million. You crazy as hell. Just for what you just said. You can get a couple of running backs and rush for 1,200 yards. Right. Like all the extra 500 yards, that's all cute and all for him. But for the team, like I don't need that. I don't need that. Do you want that? Everybody want a superstar player. But I'm not paying Derrick Henry. Like, I'm not paying him no $100 million. We see right now with Zeke. They wish they would have never given him that $90 million because he like Tony Pollard right there. Like he giving them a little extra added dimension to what Zeke is already. They know what Zeke already is. So it's like I can save, money and invest in my defense. Invest in the tight end. Invest in another offensive line. I ain't giving them that. Like right now, they still got to find out how they gonna pay AJ Green and Julio. And Derrick Henry. Somebody ain't gonna get paid on that team. That's the same thing that we dealt with. I go back and I say this, I would have never given Devontae Freeman that contract. Ain't no way in hell I would have given that contract. Start over, get new, and let that be it.
I'm kind of glad you said that too, because that was actually a point that I was getting to somebody earlier today about. That is where people kind of complain about the Matt Ryan contract. Y'all have to remember, if you would have paid Matt Ryan after that Super Bowl, he would have only been making $24-25 million a year. But they paid Devontae Freeman that contract first beforehand, and then the market went up after that. I just want to throw that out there right quick.
Now, that was a great point. That's the same thing that Dallas did. They could have just paid Dak, but they paid Zeke. So now they end up paying way more than they had to because basically Dak had to reset the market. So you definitely correct about that. And I was just going to point out Le'Veon Bell is another one that was one of those guys that tried to fight for that huge contract. And look who won that. The Steelers won that deal. I don't care what Le'Veon said. He sat out that 1 year, but he never got that money he could have got. He signed with the Jets, but it was on a discounted price where he could have just took that money from the Steelers. He was on a winning team, and I think he regrets not taking that money that the Steelers was trying to give him. even though he was fighting for the most money. And I never tell a player, not to fight for their money and get their money, but sometimes at what cost? You know what I'm saying? You go into a team that may not fit the scheme that you want to run. To me, the Steelers, he fit perfectly with the Steelers organization. So sometimes it ain't worth that money. Sometimes you're better off just staying where you at, taking a little less money, but winning and actually extending your career, so.
Yeah. Like I said, Le'Veon Bell, like he took a gamble and failed miserably on that one, because he ended up getting cut by the Jets not even a year after that. Because you have to realize that's why I said the running back, the longevity of an NFL running back nowadays is so small now. Like, you really take a gamble paying these guys, and that's unfortunate because I love the running back and I love the fullback positions to death. But that's the market right there.
And the biggest problem too with that too, KStylzz, is just because it's a salary cap league. You know what I'm saying? So if it was like you can pay everybody and it didn't matter, you know what I'm saying? Like it was no salary cap, then it would be cool. But it's like, can I afford, paying this running back $100 million or $90 million and still be able to have a good offensive line, still have a good defensive line? Like, you really have to choose wisely what players you give those big contracts to.
And then I want to hit this comment up here. He was a 5-year, $150 million, $30 million a year average, but the contract was pushed back way too much. So now it just seemed like he's overpaid. And I'm going to tell you something, too. There's another quarterback, like I said, you have to remember. Jimmy Garoppolo got paid $29.8 million a year after playing 6 games. 6 games. He was a backup for 4 years behind Tom Brady and played literally 6 games. And got paid $29.8 million. That set the market right there. And then after Matt Ryan got paid, Kirk Cousins was the first quarterback to get a fully guaranteed contract of $84 million on 3 years. Fully guaranteed. Remember that. There's a difference between fully guaranteed and having guarantees, which means Kirk Cousins, he ain't had to play another down for the Minnesota Vikings. His money was guaranteed. He was going to get paid regardless. So, the NFL money is kind of fucked up right now, but that's how it does, man. You overinflate one position and you diminish another position. Y'all blame the NFLPA for that one. You gotta blame them for that one, because at the end of the day, they wanted the quarterbacks to be the faces of the NFL and forget everybody else. Would y'all rather, and I'd say certain folks, would you rather pay Matt Ryan the $30 million a year, or would you rather have to deal with the contract now to where these quarterbacks is making $42 to $45 million a year? I'm just saying.
I wish motherfuckers stop. I'm sorry. I wish y'all motherfuckers stop talking about Matt Ryan money. I'm just like, who the fuck cares? Like, it's $182 million assigned to each NFL team, and we talking about $30 million, $40 million of $182 million. What else? Why are we not talking about what we're going to do with the safety, the corner, the defensive end, defensive tackle? No, Matt Ryan getting paid $100. No, he's not getting $180 million. Okay, he's not getting that whole 80. Oh, he's taking out more than most of the contract. Last time I knew is that 30-40% accounts for like barely 20% of the salary cap. So why are we still here talking about quarterbacks? Why it's still a lot of money that you need, and this is why you bring in guys like Terry Fontenot, who's not a bargain shop. All right, so let's stop all this. Quarterbacks the quarterback didn't get paid so much. We have teams. No, if your damn GM knew how to spend money the proper way, you would have more talent. Okay, so let's just be real on this. Stop blaming the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks deserve every dime that they getting paid. All right, because they all of them. When you talk about everything goes through the quarterback and the head coaches, so they deserve every dime that they get. But there's still everybody else, right? Everybody else, all right, is 140 after you pay the quarterback. It's still $140 million that you still gotta allocate to everybody else.
Hold on, I want to hit this comment from GG. I actually did some research today. Actually, Matt Ryan's contract only takes up 14% of the salary cap. 4.1% of the salary cap. So no, it ain't no 80.
It ain't even 20%. It ain't even 20%.
Yeah.
Just please shut. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say this one last time. Please shut the fuck up about Matt Ryan money. I'm so sick and tired of using that excuse. Okay, using that excuse for not just being smart enough to understand that it's only $182 million, and that the only reason why it's $180 million is because of the pandemic. It's usually over like $200 million. So even that right there, all right? Just shut up about Matt Ryan money. Shut up about Aaron Rodgers money. Shut up about Tom Brady money. Just shut up. Get more money, okay? You got more money. Just shut the hell up about their money. Good God.
He said he got $75 million. Hey, look, I was about to say about the rookie contract. Hey, I was about to say, I don't know if a lot of people remember those rookie contracts before Cam Newton got in the league. Before
bro, they was getting $70 million off the rip, and they ain't played a lick.
Bruh, remember, Jamarcus Russell got $63 million. You see where that investment happened at.
That's why he was coming into the damn training camp fat. Like he already got $100 million in the bank. What the fuck he need to play for?
Jamarcus Russell came in the training camp looking like me.
What the hell are you talking about? Like, what are we talking about? That's the reason why. I already got my money. What the hell I need to play football with now?
Hey, look. I'm about to say I'd rather pay $75 million for a quarterback that I know to show up than $65 million for a quarterback that didn't show up until the last 3 games of the season.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Like
at the end of the day, that's how I feel about it. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not going to be able to win. Like, you have no chance. In the NFL, if you don't have a quarterback, a quality quarterback, you can't win in, especially in today's league. So everybody's talking about 100 million, whatever the quarterbacks make. I always say this: they resetting the market. I don't care how much money it is. The next person that's going to get paid, like we looked at Pat Mahomes' money, or Dak's last contract, whoever's the next one up to get paid is going to make more money than him. And that doesn't mean that they better. They're just going to have to reset the market. So it is what it is. That's the price you pay for having a good quarterback, period.
Exactly. But yeah. At the end, like I said, at the end of the day, like as you was talking about with the quarterback and counting Matt Ryan's money, like I said, Matt Ryan's gonna be the topic of discussion until he retires. That this is what we gonna have to deal with. At the end of the day, if you won't jump off the bandwagon because he's the quarterback, you can go right ahead. And like you said with Terrence Mathis earlier, what he was saying, fans have the power to make their voices be heard. And this is what I say, and where I say agreeance on Terrence Mathis on this. Like I said, if you want your voice to be heard and you don't like the fact, you can stop going to the games, you can stop watching the team, you can stop supporting the team. Like I said, that is your prerogative. But like I said, at the end of the day, don't And don't shit on everybody that doesn't share your opinion. This is the stuff we talking about. Everybody don't have to think the same. But the reality of it is he's going to be here because once next year comes, because he took that restructure deal, he's gonna cost more money. So what you gonna do? You gonna fire the whole GM squad because of that? You gonna want to get rid of Arthur Blank because of that? You want to get rid of Rich McKay because of that? You might well throw the whole franchise away if you got that thought like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, because $30 million right now ain't shit. Ain't shit no more. It ain't. So you either get over it or you just find somewhere else to go to if that's your problem. Because you say the same look, I'm about to say the same motherfucker that complain about $30 million is the same guys that complain about $5 if somebody asked them for
it. Yeah, this ain't no goddamn. This ain't fucking Kroger and Walmart. It's like y'all act like Kroger and Walmart. This is real NFL players. Those types of players don't like. You can't get these. These guys don't grow on trees. All right. You act like quarterbacks. Every year you find a Matt Ryan. Every year you find a Saquon. Every year you find a Julio. Every year you find, a Russell Wilson. That's not. These are the reason why these guys are getting paid that, because they're unicorns. You know what I'm saying? You just don't find these type of athletes. So when you get them, you give them their damn money. All right. Mm-hmm. You don't go to work and not get paid. No.
Exactly. Exactly. You're going to work for what you're worth, and if you don't get what you're worth, you're not going to work. You got to have the same mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to go to a job and you expected to make $14, $15 an hour, and they telling you they only paying you $8 an hour. Are you gonna take that job for that $7 difference? And that's gonna be the question that I ask y'all. Mm-hmm. Are you gonna, like, if you feel like you worth $15, $16 an hour, and you go and apply for a job, apply for 2 or 3 jobs, and they said the most they giving is $9 million, are you gonna take it? No. Like I said, I'm just asking the people in the chat. Are you going to take $7 less to work at a job? And I'm not going to say the name because he's in here. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. We like I said, we got different opinions. But I guess we go ahead and start closing it down for the night because I don't really see too many more questions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm about to say, Drew, you want to go ahead and kick off the closing statements?
Sure, I can. Man, we just want to thank y'all for tuning in tonight, as always. Like I said, looking forward to this game Sunday against the Washington football team at home. Hopefully, we can get to 500, be at 2-2, heading into. I think the next game is against the Jets, but definitely looking forward to this game. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button here at Atlanta Falcons Nation, do TalkSports, Mad Mike Sports. Just KStylzz. I think it's now KStylzz a 6-man, correct?
Yep, 6-man KStylzz. You already
6-man
know
KStylzz. So y'all go over and hit that subscribe button. I think I'm a couple away from 1,400. I think I'm like 4 or 5 subscribers away from 1,400. So y'all help your boy get to 1,400. I'm gonna have a lot more content coming for y'all. I got a video coming out about Dante Fowler Jr., Isaiah Oliver, a couple of the bright spots on our Atlanta Falcons so far this season. So y'all stay tuned for that. But y'all stay tuned because I believe KStylzz have his Thursday night show coming for you guys as well. So, we got Friday night madness where we let the fans come on and y'all, give y'all input. And then I believe Saturday we also have the New York boys coming on, which is Red Clay Sports. So y'all continue to stay, locked to Atlanta Falcons Nation. We have a lot coming for you guys. But like I said, we appreciate you guys. We do this for the fans. You guys, we're not just Atlanta Falcons Nation, but as KStylzz always say, we all are Atlanta Falcons Nation. So with that being said, I'm gonna kick it over to Mad Mike Sports.
Mike Sports. Mike Sports.
They probably why I'm
Polish
doing
fight now,
probably,
brother.
I probably wonder why I'm doing that. Y'all probably wonder why I'm doing that. The reason why I'm doing that is because I believe that I'm the heavyweight champion of the world. Why do I believe that I'm the heavyweight champion of the world? Because I told you so. I told you so. Isaiah Oliver is balling. All right, your boy is balling. All right, he is balling. I told you. I told you. I told you. Okay, that's all I got to say. I told you. All right, Isaiah Oliver. This is why we keep saying coaching matters. You put players in position where they can succeed. Their skill set. You don't treat everybody else the same. All right, they're individuals. You got to find out which players are better in the zone, which better in man, and then you put them in position where they can succeed. That's all what happened. That simple move, just putting him in the slot, changed everything. And he could quite possibly easily be a Pro Bowl corner. Why? Because he's now in a position where he can succeed. So that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? Putting players. A lot of these players got talent, but when you got coaches who are too damn stubborn, they will much rather put players in their system and then like force them to do this and force them to do that. It isn't because the dude sucks. It's because the coaching sucks. You suck, coach. Dan Quinn sucked. Those guys suck because they forcing guys into their scheme. So that right there is the lesson out of everything. Look at players for what they do. That's why I've always scouted players. I scout players for system. I don't look for guys and say, "Oh, he did this in college. His number was different in college." I don't look at guys. I look at college, see what they do well, and say, "All right, he'd be better with this team, and this coach, and that coach." That's how you look at players. So it's a lesson. Always look at everything in its entirety. Stop listening to these so-called draft experts out here because half of them get it wrong. Even Mel Kiper, every year you talk about somebody end up being a legend, and Mr. Bishop is supposed to be a damn legend. Now he's barely in the damn league. You know what I'm saying? So all these damn draft experts don't know what the hell they be talking about because they look at things from surface value instead of putting these guys in systems where they can succeed. Because if you would have took Tom Brady from what he looked like in college, ain't no way in hell you would have said that he was a Hall of Famer just based on his college and his tape coming out of college. Ain't no way in the hell. Matt Ryan, same exact thing. You would have never thought this guy's coming out of college that he would be a future Hall of Famer. I mean, looking at Peyton Manning couldn't damn run for crap. He was a horrible athlete. All he knew how to do is throw a football. And he in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at guys for what they are. And that's all I got to say about that.
All right. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in. This is what I have to say here. Because I've been seeing this the last week. Hold on. I got to pull these just to make sure I'm calm. I've been seeing this the last week and a half. I always ask this question. Do you really deserve a winner when you wish bad on the team because a player is still on the team? Reason why I say this is we have a lot of people on here that kind of feels like that us here at Atlanta Falcon Nation don't expect our team to be don't have expectations for our team because we don't shit on the team on a daily basis. As I look at it, my expectations is actually higher than yours. The problem is I'm not finna be a so-called fan and then hope my team does bad just to prove my point right. So if the issue is, and this is why I always say, if you put more energy, like I said, if you put that much energy to hoping that a team does bad for you to prove a point, why don't you put that energy towards something productive in your life? Why don't you put that towards another team that fits your narrative? Because at the end of the day, a fan is going to have their expectations of the team. Nobody wants to see a loser. So we can't use the I just want to see a winner excuse. That's a cop-out. We know Matt Ryan can't play forever. That's football. Ain't nobody finna play goddamn forever unless you a kicker or a punter. There's been a couple of those in NFL history.
Oh yeah.
But as a fan of the Atlanta Falcons and like here at Atlanta Falcon Nation, and we would tell you this right here and there. I will never wish bad on my team just because your narrative, just to fit your narrative. We have our expectations as well, but we attack them in a different way. There's a big difference between being critical of your team and bitching about a problem every week. If you bitch about a problem every week with one team, you remove yourself from that team and go somewhere else. We know the Falcons ain't made the playoffs in 4 years. The Falcons franchise itself has one of the worst winning percentages of any franchise in NFL history. But we still here. Do you hear us shitting on our team every week? We can give our criticism. We can say this player's not playing well. We can say Matt Ryan didn't play well this game. But at the end of the day, I'm not bitching about a goddamn problem for the last 4 years. You acting like you the only team that went through a 4-year stretch of not making the playoffs. That's why when other fan bases look at y'all, they laugh at y'all. Buffalo been jumping through fucking tables for 20 years, and they just seen the playoffs the last couple years for the first time since 1999, nigga. Where do you go with that? Before last year, Cleveland Browns didn't make the playoffs since 2010. Kansas City went through a stretch where they wasn't making the playoffs. Hell, they was going through a stretch when they was getting bounced in the first round. That's when Tony Gonzalez played for the Falcons. He actually got his first ever playoff win as a player with the Falcons. So, like I said, I could be the bad guy. Look. I'm about to say, I know I'm in here from the couple guys in here.
Man, look, at the end of the day.
Look. What I'm gonna say is we stand on ours over here. At the end of the day, regardless if we win or we lose, we ride with our team. What did LT say about the last guy? Said, y'all halftiming over there. If you don't know what halftime means, you watch the team half the time. You only want to rock with the team when they're winning. When they losing, y'all want nothing to do with them. And that's where your fandom comes into question. Think about it. The Buffalo Bills went to 4 straight Super Bowls and got blown out in all 4 of them. They ain't made the playoffs in 1999, but before the last couple years. And they fans is jumping through fucking tables, drunk as hell. Talking about Bills all day, Bills Mafia. we got to do better than that. We got to do better than this. Because instead of thinking of it, we'll never win with him, what would be the possibility that he goes somewhere else and win? Then what are you gonna say there? What do you, Mike, Jew? What do you think? What would happen if Matt Ryan went somewhere else and won a Super Bowl? What do you think would be the main excuse then there?
Oh, he a traitor. We already know.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, the time is inevitable. But I'd rather build a foundation first before I deal with any other thing. Because y'all saw what happened to Justin Fields. You saw that offensive line give up 9 sacks his first game. These rookie quarterbacks came in struggling. Why? Because you don't have a solid foundation for these guys to come in and do things right away. This is how you build a damn team. You got to build a foundation. You got to build an offensive line. You got to have weapons for the next 3 or 4 years. Like I said, Kyle Pitts was a blessing in disguise because it exposed a lot of things, and it's a possibility that it might expose the fact that Calvin really might not be that number one this team needs. We don't know. Like I said, anything is there. But the main thing I just gotta say, like I said, the main thing I gotta say is I expect a lot. I expect greatness from this team. I expect to win. But you're not finna see me in here bitching about the same problem every week. Just like y'all, just because it's the popular thing to do. I'm just gonna say it like that.
Look, man, at the end of the day, I don't want to hear that shit. If you're going to come on our channel and sit up here and cry about what we don't have, you can take that shit to Twitter. You have the freedom to type your ass away. Please type away. You can complain all day long. You can follow people who complain just like you. But I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. I appreciate you guys subscribing, but if you're going to comment and you're not going to talk about what the offense has done, what the coaching has done. We want to talk about all aspects of the team. If you want to complain, take your ass to Twitter. You have a whole profile to yourself. You can talk to whomever you feel like it. But if your job is to come to Mike, man Mike Sports and Jude Talk Sports and Kicking with KStylzz and Six Man, whoever got that, if that's your sole purpose, I don't want to hear that shit. And like that's what I'm gonna piss off a lot of people, but that's just the way it is. I'm not that type of person. I don't want to see what's wrong with everything. I like to see make things. I don't want to look at things. Oh, this sucks. Oh, we gonna do this. We never gonna do this. That's not my mentality. So if that's your mentality, please, all right, I will help you find. All right, I will help you find another channel. I will point it out to you. I will put on my coat. I will drive you to the place. I will do all that for you. I don't want you here. Hey. I don't want you in Mad Mike Sports. If that's your thing, if to sit up here and complain about what we don't have, I don't want you here. And that's the realest I could possibly be.
Hey, I say it like this. If you feel like that, Friday Night Madness is where you need to be at. Because it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot easier to type your complaints, but I'd rather hear your complaints live in person. Because at the end of the day, Twitter fingers don't mean shit to me. I want to hear the words. So don't tell anybody, don't tell any Falcon fan that they don't want to win because they ain't bitching and complaining about a problem. Like I say, just come to Friday Night Madness. Lines are gonna be open. You can complain all you want, but I'd rather hear words behind it than see folks typing about it.
Shut that bullshit up. But that's in it. All right. Oh, it's a difference of opinion. No, ain't no difference of opinion. Y'all bitches want to crowd. Excuse my language, but you bitches, you want to bitch all day long, every day, and then complain when people don't agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't care for that type of stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna keep harping on it. We're gonna end the show, and like that be it. If you want your opinion, if you feel like you want to hear, or you feel like you want us to understand where you're coming from, this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking about. Come on Friday Night Madness, and we will listen. Don't type away.
Exactly.
Come on, like explain it to us. I'm willing to hear your point. So don't sit up and type.
Exactly.
State your opinion and let that be it. This is not like y'all. We not the bad guys. I'm just tired of hearing you complain about the same stuff every day.
So I'm gonna say Robert Price, Smart Ride. So I expect y'all to come on Friday Night Madness.
Robert Price ain't gonna do nothing. He gonna type his opinion like he been doing.
And like I said, the chat is gonna be the line is gonna be open. So I expect y'all to be on to state y'all opinions, and we're gonna have the discussion about it.
See, this is what it is. This is what it all come down to. Y'all be talking like y'all know it all. There's a difference between knowing it all and knowing what the fuck you talking about. I don't know it all, but I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay. Excuse me. We got to end this. Okay, we're gonna end this right now. All right. That's it.
Look. Let me say one more thing. A stupid person knows everything. A smart person doesn't know everything. We don't know everything.
I don't know what it is.
So if we act like we talk like we know what we talking about, you should talk about yourself. You damn sure.
I know what I'm talking about.
You damn sure act like you know what you talking about too. So that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Oh y'all act like y'all knew it all.
Like, I'm a thumbs down, y'all. I'm a thumbs down, y'all, because y'all don't agree with us.
Y'all act like y'all knew it all. All that damn crime.
But like I said, just come to Friday Night Madness and just talk. The typing shit is over now. Like, y'all need to get online and just speak your mind, cause like I said, like we said before, you could type one thing, but saying it is in a whole different tone is a whole different mental aspect. So yeah, let's go ahead and end it.
Oh, this damn guy. Y'all act like y'all knew it all. Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. This sound like damn children.
Shit, you need to talk. You need to talk. Hey, look, I about to say you need to talk to the rest of the people that think we talk stupid because of what we say. So you can't say that one thing and then not look at yourself. That's a reflection comment. So we just gonna leave it at that.
At the end of the day, we about to end it. Like I said, if you feel like you want to educate us on something that we may not know, this is your opportunity. Friday Night Madness, okay? So let's trust me. Do all your homework, write it down, take a picture, all of it. All right, screenshot it, whatever you got to do. Please bring it to Friday Night Madness so you can educate us. We don't know what we're talking about.
We don't know nothing.
We're gonna learn from you. At the end of the day, all right, let's close them. Let's close them.
All right, man. Like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Like I said, make sure you follow TalkSports on the road to 2K, Mad Mike Sports on the road to 61K. Or no, he's on the road to 10,000.
10,000
via 61K. Your boy is on the verge of 500, and AFN's on the verge of 2K. Now make sure y'all subscribe to everybody there. Make sure you show some love. You can show your dislike, thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, the algorithm is going to point y'all to our direction regardless if you like the video or not.
So bad.
But here at AFN,
well, I swear to God.
Yeah. So basically, at the end of the day, we here at AFN, we always say we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't got to go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here. Oh, Oh,